There you go. Talks about going on your journey, charting your pathway. This is Aries energy, so some of you guys could be dealing with that or have that in your chart. Okay. So some of you guys are trying to figure out where to exert your strength, grace, dignity, and self-control and discipline. So that's good. Aries energy. You got 2 pathways. 8 of Pentacles. You working very hard. Virgo energy. You've mastered all the lessons, mastered your craft, mastered your abundance, and you've turned what you had into something that's abundant, but you have to be sure that it's for the Most High and not for evil or evil goods or evil intentions. Like the fruits of your labor definitely need to shine through as something that's forms of abundance from a higher place, because if it's from a dark place, all it's going to produce is darkness. That's it. Okay, so as Virgos, any Virgos, or if you're dealing with them, you have to be careful, because right here at the bottom is snakes sitting at the bottom of him. So they'll be, while you're mastering building up these sources of income, the snakes are going to come and eat them, but the snakes are held back by who? The Most High. Because if you remember Moses, when he freed them from Egypt, the Most High created a snake that overcame all of the snakes and trickery and enchantment and charms that the false prophets and magicians did. Okay, so he was able to overcome them and destroy them. But see, the trickery is in that if you're working for the Most High, these snakes are harmless. Like they're not really, you think they sting, but the quickest they can get their mouth around something, the more that they end up destroying themselves, because you throw them in water, guess what? They sink to the bottom because they just swallowed a pinnacle, which is some like a gold item that will make you sink, right? So they'll sink with the very thing that they ate. But if you're doing it for a dark reason, I mean, you're going to sink with the snake, because everything you working hard for is being gobbled up by trickery and deception, because that's all that's being produced. So you have to be careful, okay, with that. Because you see the bugs at the top, that's the test. It's like, yeah, you may be abundant, but how are you getting this abundant, and is it really going to stick? Okay. And is it that you can't see it because you're too busy, sitting there with your arms closed, eyes closed, arm folded, that you think you got it together when you really don't. Everything here is already plotted and set at the plot for you to lose all of these plaques. Okay. 9 of Cups, Pisces energy. So it talks about wish fulfillment. It also talks about emotional intelligence, independence, being able to sit out on your own, fill up your own cup, self-love. Definitely talks about, and it talks about getting yourself in a position where everything that you wanted, you have accomplished, but you're still missing 1 cup, because the 10 of Cups is like the family situation, but it's all built off of love. It's all built off of pure intentions, and that's the only way that this 9 of Cups can remain a 9 of Cups, because literally, if you're upside down, you have literally wasted all your emotions, all your cups, and you're not really getting any wish fulfillment. However, you could delude yourself to thinking you sitting upright, when the reality is, if it's not built off of love, it's a faulty foundation, and as quick as you fill those cups, as quick as they go. So it also could talk about alcoholism. You ask any alcoholic and they say they find what's wrong with you. It does bring out some levels of truth, inner truth. A lot of times they say it's hard to find true, genuine people other than drunk people. But the reality is, well, when your guards are down, you're actually going to tell the truth about what's inside, because you can't hide it. The veil is off. The alcohol dilutes your sense. It's like a truth serum, right? But at the same time, it also makes you the result of it, the consequence of it, because it's not anything in excess is gluttony, because it's a cautionary, one of the 7 deadly sins type of thing, because that's cautionary. You can overdo it to the point where you're not actually in control, but you're sitting there goofy looking, thinking that you are. So you have to be careful with that. But of course, this is your birthday season, so you should be. And here we talk about closing out a chapter, starting a new fresh chapter, the World card. That card, it could talk about you starting over fresh, closing out one cycle to start another one. It talks about it also, with the Holy 12 Gospels, it talks about the bridegroom coming to meet the bride. So maybe some of you guys are preparing for marriage, or getting ready to get married, getting ready to get engaged. So if that's the case, and that's your wish fulfillment, congratulations. Because this looks like good energy. You were working very hard. You built up your reputation. You're starting to chart your path. You learned a lot. You built up your strength, your discipline, control, and your grace, and you're standing on your morals and values, and you're blocking out anything that goes contrary to what you believe in. So that's all great energy, especially surrounding with the Four of Swords. So I'm going to say in your foundation, you guys are cleaning things up. That looks great. And you're able to satisfy self. I'm happy for you. So let's look at your sacral chakra. Sacral chakra, which is your creativity. And they do talk about your desires. They talk about the sacral chakra. It talks about also like if you are sexually active. So we have the Three of Cups. So some of you guys are celebrating, partying with friends. You're getting inspiration from people who love you, care about you. That's also Cancer energy. You could be talking to a Cancer that's a friend of yours, and they're giving you good insight. You have to be careful about overindulgence once again, okay, with that energy, because you can get in your feelings and emotions, divulge too much, and especially if you're around people you can't trust. We have the Temperance energy, the yin and yang, balance, equal give and take, kind of like Sagittarius energy. It's like that angelic energy of like highest goods, highest truth. Everything is working out for the highest order, and you're tapping into your creativity. You're at peace with yourself and the situation, so that's great. Then we have the Ace of Wands. It talks about a fresh start, your passion and purpose, your divine truth, the thing that sparks and inspires you. Be careful, because it could also be in the reverse is the Lust card, right? And then the Sagittarius card in reverse can be like doing too much, not equal give and take, not actually in your divine or divinity, but presenting a superficial front, things not being balanced or whatever. And the rainbow in reverse indicating like it's not for highest good, but it's actually warped, right? And you also drowning in emotions, or you fell out of emotions, so be careful with that. I'm just reading cards up and down just to like give you an idea, because all of my cards are going to come upright. I'm not taking reversals because I want what's in the highest good for you. So passion and purpose. A lot of you guys are getting inspired and having some kind of divine inspiration. You see the light here. Okay. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Talks about what you put out, what you get back, karma. And you see, it looks like the divine, there's a light divine masculine and a dark divine masculine or divine feminine. So you could be operating your light and dark energy, but you're finding a way to balance those and shine, and starting to step into your light energy, it looks like, because the dark one will only produce dark, dreary results. That's very catastrophic in life. So it's like wheel revolves, and the one that you choose to engage in is the one that's going to be the produce of the path of your life, and the other one that you choose to engage in would be the produce and the path of your life. So it's like equal give and take. We have the Ten of Swords, so it's like Gemini energy, talks about endings, new beginnings. It also talks about cutting somebody off. It talks about cutting out things that doesn't serve you. It talks about finally acknowledging the truth of a situation and dealing with all the mental anguish and mental anguish and anxiety that may come from a situation of a betrayal. The good part of the Ten of Swords is like that was the worst that it could get. So afterwards, it only gets better, right? Because now you're operating your sword of truth, and you can be able to move forward. Then we have the Hermit card, Virgo energy, talks about doing soul searching, dark night of the soul, inner truth. Hermit energy is like cloaking yourself from those and doing some inner investigation, inspection of your inner truth and your highest good. So a lot of times you won't be out in the open, out in the public. You'll be hiding yourself to kind of go over what's actually in alignment for you. But if the Most High wants you to step out and step into the light, then you're going to have to be able to shed this energy, because otherwise you're going to turn into that one man who, or woman. Well, it was a man in the story, but you can take it how it resonates, as the Yahshua mentioned, there's like not masculine and feminine energy embodies each other. So you'll be that person that hid the pinnacle, dug it underground, and just hid it there and covered it up. And then when the Most High came to say, hey, what's the fruits of the labor? It was like he pulled out the one pinnacle, like, hey, well, I mean, you wasn't helping me. You didn't reap. You wasn't watering. It's like, how dare you be so ungrateful? I gave you this golden opportunity and you did nothing with it. You let it waste, and now all you haven't produced anything from it. It's the same thing, same place where same way I left it. So you haven't utilized those gifts, and you can and produce more gifts, okay? So that is that. We're going to go to the solar plexus chakra. That's 5 cards. Okay, we have the Two of Pentacles. Talks about priorities, balance, going back and forth, equal give and take. It's Capricorn's energy as well. It's another like another very karmic card of like equal give and take. What you put out there is what you get back. Capricorns, I am a Capricorn sun. We're ruled by Saturn. And if you look at this card, it's kind of like Saturn. So I like to say, like, as a Capricorn, and all the Capricorns know, like, when more is expected of you, right? This would be the one with the 2 pentacles. When more is expected of you and more is required of you, then more, and I guess you can say it is like that. When more is expected of you, everybody has their place. When more is expected of you, more is going to be required of you. So substandard work is not going to be acceptable. So you will find yourself on a balancing act of like making sure you balance your yin and yang. Because as Capricorns know, should you step out of alignment, I like to say Saturn is not that nice. And when I say the planetary alignments, it's because the Most High revealed spirituality to us, because he already knew the angels already came, the fallen ones came and revealed it themselves. So they fell, right? And so there was new angels assigned to the planetary alignments. And he even says that in the book of Enoch, that all the angels are set up and assigned to the stars, the planets, everything that exists. The angels have assignments, right? So I like to say our angel of Saturn is very, very strict. And they don't play that. People trying to play in your face, play in your energy. And why? Who had the biggest sacrifice was the Most High Son. He had to do that to make sure that people don't get away with trying to play in other people's face and sacrifice other people, because he got sacrificed unfairly, and then think that they're going to get away with it. You're going to fall into outer space, outer layers, in the darkness, and not to be seen again, because like I said, well, you want to operate however you want to operate. You can go ahead and play with that angel Saturn all you want to. I'm going to tell you, he cleaned up his yard first, but once his yard get cleaned up to a certain degree, like, you walking in balance, you balancing things out, you planting good seeds and reaping good harvest. It's like, okay, got this going on, so I'm gonna focus on transmuting this to make another one. And now I got 2, so now I'm gonna pick this one up, transmute this, make another one. And it's kind of like the equal give and take, yin and yang, back and forth for us. But it's like, if you pick up 2, you better make sure you transforming those 2, and then transforming those 2, and then transforming those 2, making sure it's doubling up, right? Otherwise, I mean, yeah, like if you step out of line and you engage in those behaviors that you know are not right, you get dropped, okay? And he's very, I say he, But Saturn, the angel that is assigned to Saturn, is very strict. Okay, because I can tell you, I'm born one. I'm born Capricorn. Okay, very very strict, and I'm sure everybody can get the idea about their own guardian angels. That's why I tell people to pull your birth chart, because you got more than just your sun sign. You have a moon sign. You have all these different signs on the day that you were born. That's how the planets were aligned. So you definitely want to see what planetary alignments are in your chart, so you can know when certain things are happening, who's affecting you at what point. Because that would be the guardian angel that, if you did something you weren't supposed to do, is giving you that whooping. Okay. We have the high priestess. So that is Pisces energy. Once again, so that's that priestess energy, that intuition, that knowledge, right? So a lot of you guys are keeping things to yourself right now, and figuring out how to balance and prioritize yourself. Your confidence is the solar plexus chakra, stepping into the light, finally coming out and figuring out how to balance in yin and yang or whatever. So the high priestess energy is definitely that yin and yang. And a lot of times to cleanse yourself, you do have to cleanse yourself for priesthood, okay? So you have to be careful about that juggling energy too, because unless that's what's divinely inspired and guided for you. Okay, we have the Eight of Wands. Sagittarius energy talks about messages, okay, inspiration, actions that are being taken. So you have that in your solar plexus. So a lot of things are moving fast. You're getting a lot of information that's coming through. A lot of fires in the pot. Like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. You're getting messages. Those could be coming from the Most High. Those could also be coming, and they could be bad news. So it can be upright or in reverse, meaning all the actions you took are now coming back at you, because you knew what you were doing wasn't right, or all the actions that you took are garnering you success, and it's all coming through very fast. It just depends. Are the birds flying upright when it's upright, or are they coming back at you when it's in reverse? Okay. And we had a Seven of Swords again. So I already went over that. That's you guys' energy. That's in your solar plexus chakra. So a lot of you guys are confident that you're making moves in silence the way you need to. And that's great. And then we got the Four of Wands again. So you're heading towards the light, divine union. But like I said, be careful, because a foundation that's not built on solidly is going to fall. Okay. So it's built on quicksand, and especially if it's built off the 7 deadly sins and a lie. Okay, because love wins. Okay, love rules all. Okay, and it has to be true and authentic. Okay, we got the Tower, Scorpio energy in a heart space, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and the Five of Wands. So Tower energy, Scorpio energy talks about divine intervention. In the Holy 12 Gospels, he blew a tower when his son was finally crucified. Okay, so persecuted wrongfully, the divine intervened and showed him, like, you guys are gonna reap what you sow, and that's gonna be utter disaster and destruction. And as we know, they were scattered. So the divine will intervene to right wrong situations and punish the wrongdoers. And you have to make sure when you've fallen out of that Tower of Babel, right, that all the things that you engaged in Babylon, 7 deadly sins, when they coming out and you're getting exposed, because this is exposure season, this is the year of that you're gonna be able to eat what you put out. What you put out, you're gonna be able to eat it when it comes back and everybody see it for what it is. Okay, so that's the Tower, Scorpio energy, because the divine will intervene and force you to transform. If you are not listening, he will bring it to your face, right in the upright. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, a female who's loyal, stable, committal, a business owner, somebody who's stable. She is also grounded, earth energy, right? Very caring and compassionate when it comes to knowing how to grow abundance. And that energy in the reverse is very materialistic, right? Like very temporary, instant gratification type of things, disloyal. Somebody who, goes where the abundance is because they're not able to produce abundance on their own. lazy, very slothful. So you know, be careful of dealing with this type of energy or being in this type of energy, because materialism is just materialism. There's different forms of abundance, and if you're only thinking about money, the quickest it come, the quickest it goes, because you're worshiping paper. Period. Page of Wands. So fire energy, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries energy talks about divine inspiration, bringing messages, praise. It also takes about taking action to communicate. It's like also the communication card, new ideas, excitement. What else could we say? Charting a path, journeys, new inspiration. Okay, so some of you guys are in the heart space. You know, it's like time to go on a new pathway. Bring information, bring the good news about something. Some of you guys could be bringing the good news about a Queen of Pentacles. You can be exposing a Queen of Pentacles or a mother figure. She's also a mother, wife figure, abundant figure, a business owner figure. And then we have the Five of Wands. Okay, conflict, chaos, drama, competition. So some of you guys in your heart space, you're conflicted. So that's why I mentioned that. It's falling above the Seven of Swords. So if you're conflicted about what's the truth, you know what the truth is, especially as an Aquarius. So you just have to make sure you embody that truth. If you don't, then this is all the fruits that are going to come from that. Snakes, you're going to stay surrounded by snakes. And eventually the truth will be revealed, whether you like it or not. So you're going to stay surrounded by snakes. You're going to stay locked into a conflicted, toxic. This is also like, if this in your heart space, toxic relationship type of card. Why are you fighting your lover? Does that make sense? Why are you fighting with your lover? You should be celebrating your birthday, and this person can't be happy for you. Then are they really your lover, or are they your enemy? You're like in love or conflicted about whether or not this is your lover when your heart is telling you it's your enemy. So you shouldn't be fighting with your lover. Like, do lovers get into quarrels and disagreements? Yes, but typically those disagreements come up. Those disagreements come up when it comes to when there's a moral dilemma, and a disagreement will come up because this person will come to you. They have to make their own decisions. You can't force somebody to walk on the same path as you. They have their own decision to make, but they will come to somebody that they trust, their lover, and they'll say, hey, or their partner, or you know, their significant other. But then you have to be careful with that, because what is a significant other? What is a true partner? A lot of people associate lust with it, and that's just the lust demon, which causes chaos and drama and fighting. This is Leo energy because of pride and ego. You thought it was gonna work out, and all y'all did was lay up and cohabitate together and start having sex, but you know it wasn't in divine alignment, because does the divine say do that? No, you can't find it anywhere in the text where it say lay up and cohabitate with anybody. And if anything, it tells you to go on your journey, go on your path, and what's meant for you will be for you. The Most High will give you a way to your partner. And the Most High also says he who finds a wife. So you already kind of know this energy, but I just like to bring it to attention because it's in your heart space. Why are you fighting your lover? Like, if there isn't a moral dilemma or value at risk, why would you have to fight your lover? You don't. That's all the red flags you need that something's not right. And that somebody's trying to cloak themselves in energy that does not belong to them. Because, why? Because they want to appear to be pure and white and of essence, but why is it within the Five of Wands? Okay, so there's an illusion going on, some kind of matrix, and you have to be careful with that. Okay, so in your throat chakra, Knight of Wands, the Emperor, and the Moon. Okay, so the Moon popped out again, the Emperor, and then we got the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands can be somebody who's very driven, somebody who is very, as you can see, he going out to war. So you have to be careful, because in reverse, this is somebody who's very sexually driven, somebody who's loose with his sexuality, and that's why he's always off of the horse, because he can never really move forward, because he's always on his back, or she's always on her back. Upright, this is somebody who gets inspired It's like driven, this fire energy. So they're driven by inspiration. They're driven by charting their path. They're driven by going on their journey. But it's like, what are you going on your journey to? If you're led by your wand, whatever you serve, that's what you reap. So you'll be serving your wand, and all you're going to get is wand-like results in the end. Like just doing a whole bunch of things, but never really completing. Because it's going to be like in and out type of energy. It's action-oriented, but it's only for temporary gain, instant gratification type of energy. It's very immature energy. You can't go from a Knight of Wands to an Emperor. Okay? That's the fears that you need to face. That's the inner truth. You can't go from a Knight of Wands to an Emperor. You just can't. Emperor takes action, but that action is way more Page of Wands type of action, more inspirational, more matured, more when it comes to that driven, it's more aimed for an intended purpose, because this is Emperor energy. Getting up out of that chair to let people know what's going on, to contribute to the kingdom overall, right? Not just jumping on the horse, going to war and attacking whoever, whatever is in your path. And if that's what's required, that's what's required. If the Most High is telling you to get on your journey, get in this Knight of Wands energy, that's great. But what's your follow through? Your follow through have to be based on that. So on a first glance, I would say, yeah, you have to be careful not trying to appear to be an Emperor when you really a Knight of Wands. But I would say the Knight of Wands is the action, or it's the people that you talk to that you're trying to help boss up or elevate into your energy. So if you're taking these people under your wings and they're willing to fight for you and driven to, you know, go to war for you, then you have created a kingdom that's pretty solidified. So that being next to the Emperor can also indicate that you have taken maybe even some young males under your wing, and you're helping them do face their fears, do inner introspection about, you know, what it is that their inner truths are. And if you're willing and then you see that they're ready to go and you letting them off on their path, that's great. If you're getting on your horse and you're charting your own path, that's great. But that horse isn't meant to go for months and months and months and months. It's literally meant to achieve its destination and then sit down for some time of rest. So I don't know. I'm looking at all of this energy coming together, and it's actually coming together appropriately. I know that's weird to say because I did see some like cautions, but those cautions are what you make of it. So we're gonna do the third eye chakra. We got the Chariot, Cancer energy, moving forward, focusing on your dreams, goals, and visions, balancing your yin and yang chakra energy, and moving forward. So that's what you're getting tasked with by the Most High. And then we have the Three of Wands, planning, preparation, Aries energy, you know, waiting on your ships to sail in. You can see she's here waiting in the house for the ships to sail in, and the triangle is like the divine alignment, and the male is in the middle. So it could be a woman, Aries energy, waiting on her husband, and then this man is waiting on his ships to sail in, which is funny because that's definitely Aquarius energy. That would be like a Six of Swords. So he's out here waiting for his ships to sail in, and if he needs to move towards calmer waters, he's moving towards calmer waters, and she's here waiting on her husband. So that's good energy, masculine or feminine energy. Like she's here, got her shoes off, relaxed. She's not out there stressed out, running around looking for it. She believes and trusts and is inspired that the Most High will provide her what she needs when she needs it. So that's her waiting on her ships to sail in. So that's great. And this Chariot energy looks like a feminine energy. So maybe some of my feminine Aquarians are moving on. Maybe you're moving on with the Cancer. Maybe your intuition is telling you a Cancer is somebody that you need to move on with, or that you need to move on from. And also the intuition. So maybe your intuition is telling you they're tapping into your intuition and wanting you to wait for them when the Most High is tasking you with moving on. And maybe you'll run into another Cancer. Because a lot of dark energy likes to copy off the light energy and then try to emulate the light energy to individuals when it's not authentic. So you have to be careful of that. So maybe you're picking up that something's off, right? And that's all individual level. Okay, let's see what's on your crown. Page of Pentacles. Learning lessons, planting seeds, goals. You got the insight driven, but you have to be careful because where you plant that seed and what goal you have in, it may not turn out the way you want it. And that's that kind of like the teenage, like growing up type of energy. Page of Pentacles is like the action oriented for earth signs. It's like, hey, let me try this out. And I was in Page of Pentacles energy, was that this summer, because I'm a Capricorn, so I'm an earth sign. So I said, hey, let me plant some seeds. Let me plant some actual seeds. And we're going to see what gets produced from this. So this is my first time growing my garden. So I organized it. I did my research on what plants grow with what plants. And then I determined, hey, when we plant these plants together, these plants should help this plant. And so I planted it to see how everything would turn out. It actually turned out very fruitful and very abundant. I had lettuce, I had tomatoes, I had everything. And then I said I had another goal, which is this Page of Pentacles. Hey, why don't I cover it up so I can create a greenhouse effect and this, that, and the other? Well, what I didn't anticipate, I got horrible neighbors. They kept trying to throw trash, trying to rain on my parade, number one. Number two, I found out that, well, the Most High didn't actually want me to do that. So it didn't turn out the way I wanted it. Like, now it's the winter time where I'm at. I'm in Chicago, actually. And the snow fell on it. It got really cold. And, of course, everything, like, quote-unquote, died. So everything didn't turn out how I kind of planned it, right? I planted the seeds. And I planted it in the ground, and the produce came out fruitful and abundant. However, now we're in wintertime, and so some could say, well, you know, as a Page of Pentacles, you learn different lessons, like based on the seeds you plant. It's like, am I gonna be starting over from scratch? Maybe, or who knows? The snow could be what those plants needed to know, hey, I'm in the Chicago environment, and so I need to adapt. And that's that Two of Pentacles energy. I need to adapt to my environment. And now the new buds that come up may be stronger than what was previously planted there, because I learned from what I did last year. And those that don't come up, okay, they weren't strong enough, so maybe that's not an appropriate plant for here. Or maybe that plant needs to be separated and grown indoors. There needs to be some kind of alternative goal. So you know how to like adjust based on the information you get, based on, you know, how abundant things turned out, and you learn your lessons, okay? That's the lesson card. And that's Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo energy. You learn lessons, and you step back into that kind of, you know, that was just me, my childhood kind of wondered, like, I wonder if I do this, and then now, like, now I'm going to see, you know, it took a year. And so those seeds take a year, you know, it took a year of learning the lesson of produce. And now I'm going to see how it turns out. Is the snow really killed it all? Or what plants are going to come back? And those plants that come back, I know, okay, these are the plants that have adapted themselves. They can survive in the environment. And they came back more abundant than they were. And so now I know, you know, and then I can plan and prepare for the next year. And then the next year to come. And readjust as necessary. Okay, so that's good energy. I like that you guys are learning lessons. That's your crown though, so it is sometimes good to take a step back. In your bodily energy though, at the crown, and your mental space though was the Page of Swords. And so now that the Page of Pentacles is in your crown chakra, you may be learning lessons, learning who you are, learning about yourself, and that's great. Those lessons that you learn, don't let anybody take that from you, okay? Because that's going to be you reaping the harvest of your own produce. Don't let anybody else reap your harvest, okay? And overall, Page of Swords. So that's y'all going through y'all 7 chakra, probably even pulling your birth charts, doing your research, doing your investigation, cutting out things that don't serve you. I think it's great energy. And Aquariuses are really quick at, I would say all the air signs are pretty quick at it. So when they see something they don't like, it's like, all right, now you didn't put the attention on you. Now I done caught wind. Now I'm coming in with my sword of truth, and I might get to swinging. Okay, they say a goddess uses a machete at times. So my female Aquarius is not having it. Okay, like I didn't call wind of it. So now I'm about to go through and do some introspection, some self reflection, some like who ain't walking they talk, and they getting cut out or cut down or told about themselves. Okay, because as the Most High would say and Yahshua would say, things that you associate with, you can easily become, because you're constantly being tempted to drop your guard and to let go of your moral standards, values, because that's always going to be the test of the devil. When you sit among snakes, eventually you become a snake, and because the plank gets put in your eye, you can't even see that you're a snake now, because you've been hanging with snakes so long that you think is normal behavior. The only time when you kind of figure out it's not normal is when you step outside your comfort zone, and that's that moon card energy. Step outside of your comfort zone and face the fact that what you think is normal might not be normal for other people, might not be the way other people see things. And that's how you have a higher perspective, Pisces energy, and you shed and sacrifice those things that do not serve you in life, because they will not elevate you. They will de-elevate you and put you in the pits of hell and have your soul sent to damnation and going through the fires as many times as they were asking you to do the things that you knew wasn't of the highest good. Okay, so don't devalue your characters, your values, and your morals for anybody. Fix your own gas mask first. So that's where I'm gonna end. So I hope y'all enjoyed y'all birthday. And I usually do the, what is that? I said for Capricorn season I was gonna do the, what is this, shorts. I'm not doing any shorts this year. Like, I feel like this is the year to get to work. This is the year to get moving. So I'll just be coming here doing like the end of everybody's, like, if I did it for one, I'm gonna just do it the same until the Most High tells me to do it otherwise. So I'm not gonna do any shorts. I'm just gonna put your birthday reading up. But have fun, guys, and I will see you later.